Hi guys, and welcome to my Goblin Biker deck list. I recently, or rather just today as I'm filming this, used this deck list at the Niagara Regionals. I went 5-2 with it. I chose not to play the final round after getting absolutely smoked by the deck I'm supposed to counter. And as for what my rounds were, I played into Maliss, Resonator, Ryzeal, Maliss, Ryzeal, Maliss, Ryzeal at the event, and I lost to both Ryzeal, which is funny because this deck is intended to counter it. But without further ado, let's get into the deck list. So starting off with the Goblin Biker lineup, we're going to be playing 3 Doug Charger. You have to be playing 3. This was a non-negotiable. 2 Gone Wild. Now some lists can play 3 of this card. However, I'm playing a list that does not want to be hit by any sort of like hand traps and stuff, as this is like my only normal summon a lot of the time. If you are playing a list where you're not playing like a lot of piss extenders like I am, this is fine to play at 3. 2 Clatter Splitter. This card is really good. However, you want to have the second one just in case it does get banished or removed from the field. That's like literally the only reason why. 1 Mean Merciless. As you look further on into this deck profile, you'll realize I'm playing a pure version. That means why you have to play this. Usually though, if you're not playing a pure version, you could cut this card. 1 Boommock. Boommock's really good. It helps you make a Shuriken easier, and it's also another disruption into Ryzeal. Moving on. Now, some people might be thinking why the Goblin Biker package is so small. Goblin Bikers, you actually don't want to draw in this deck. Next, for extenders, this is the Forbidden Funny Tech. 2 Dangerous Tsuchinoko. This came up a lot today, actually. Tsuchinoko is literally just a free extender, and you hold it as the last card in hand. It's a level 3 extender, and if you want to gamble, it lets you draw into more resources. So what a lot of times you could do is you could go Tsuchinoko, because you can recur as long as it doesn't hit the card. Special summon it, draw a card, which has been actually quite useful. Next, we play 3 Terror Top, 1 Tax Tomborg. This is a non-negotiable in this deck. This is way too good of a combo starter. 1 Yan Yan, 1 Wielder, 1 Tracker and 1 Wielder, and then the 3 E-Teleport. These are just really good extenders. Yan Yan is for the fact that you can basically special summon it from grave every single time. Tracker is just good because you can special summon because if there's a level 3, same reason with Resonator, not Resonator, Wielder, and then Teleport is just good to summon. Nyan is only here because first of all it can become a tuner, and it also can special summon from grave, and it helps you play through Shifter. However, going second, this is a card you can cut. Now, as we move on in this deck list, you'll realize that I chose not to play the Tour Guide package. I personally am not a big believer of the Tour Guide package because that wastes your normal summon on Tour Guide, which, don't get me wrong, is good because it basically guarantees the fact that they either impermanent or you just get a free Big Kabanga. However, most of the time I realized that I ended up having to use my normal summon for something more as an extend play than something else, so I just chose not to play it. Now we play 2 Unicorn, 1 Fenrir, 1 Birth, 1 Race Off. Shout out to Adam for providing me the unicorns and other cards in this deck. Unicorn was absolutely phenomenal this weekend, or rather today, I guess. Unicorn basically let me rip out a lot of stuff. However, this package I will probably be cutting going forward. This is really just kind of more just something I wanted to test out. Birth really felt bad to draw into today. In fact, I lost a Ryzeal game because of it. However, Cashier Unicorn is absolutely phenomenal. This package is really good. However, this just probably isn't the deck to play it. Let's go see. Next, you play 3 Grand Breakout and then 3 Grand Entrance. So what I see a lot of people online doing is I see either they cutting down on the Grand Breakout, which I think is never correct. Now, don't get me wrong, I have my own opinions, you have yours. However, my logic behind it is that Grand Breakout I usually don't even use as like a combo initiator. I use it as a way to dodge a lot of like imperms, targeted negation, stuff like that. So I always want to maximize this card count at 3, and also because it's just really useful in general, and it is play extended. However, Grand Entrance frankly is not that good of a card if you are like not playing into an Xyz deck or trying to break it into a board. This really just adds you any Goblin Biker, which is good. However, it's not great, and it's usually more times than not just like, oh well, this kind of blows. In fact, I sided this out a lot into decks that didn't play Xyz. More times than not, I'd side out 1 or 2 copies of this to go have play like other cards. I only kept this in at 3 against Ryzeal. Moving on, we play a smaller hand trap package than the format standard, which is 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Nibiru, 3 Imperm, 2 Talents. So, first things first, I don't think these are the right hand trap ratios. If you have the Fuelos, you should be playing Fuelos. However, I am a broke uni student, I cannot afford that. And this is just the average hand trap lineup. I do not believe in call by in the main. I think call by that by the time you're able to activate it in this format, it's way too late. And then because I'm playing a more pure version without the Fiendsmith cards, which is the better version and the more accurate one, I am playing full armored Xyz. This is also really nutty. Moving on to the extra deck. In the extra deck, we play 2 Big Gabonga. Big Gabonga is a non-negotiable. You have to play this at 2 minimum. This card is really good. It's everything that your deck revolves around. 1 Crazy Beast. Crazy Beast is a really good card, and sometimes, in my personal opinion, kind of under utilized or under like valued card in this deck. Crazy Beast, what it does is it first provides destruction prevention, which is really good into Tenpai matchups. And another thing is that this is really good into breaking decks with a lot of back row. So, for example, Crazy Beast allows you to suck anything just from detaching materials from any Goblin Biker card on the board, which is really good. Next, we play the Xyz armor package. This makes sense in pure, really good. The effect of full armored Xyz to go fused summon, and then you could use this to go equip. Very nice. Ashura King has been an MVP today. This card is so good for going for OTKs and other sort of play lines. You got to play this one in this deck. Next, we play Gossip Shadow. I chose to cut Fortune Tune, Cicada King. Cicada King is nice, however, I just don't think it was high impact enough, and if I wanted to make something off of full armored Xyz, I would almost always go for a Ashura King, because there's a guaranteed way to go for it with Boomlock. On the other hand, Gossip Shadow was just really not as good. Next, we play 1 Fortune Tune. Fortune Tune is good for breaking boards. It helps make stew. Sometimes it gets still into Tenpai with it. Next, Typhon. The one time I could have used Typhon to win a game was against Ryzeal, and I did not realize it. But this card you do play. This card's nice. Gotta play it. Zeus makes sense. Also because of the fact you could like detach, bounce a card, and then trigger Big Gabonga. Next, 1 IP, 1 SP, 1 Underworld. This is just out Chaos Angel because I chose to cut the trap. SP is SP, IP is IP. Now, moving on to the last card, and my funny tech card, which is Shen. In theory, very good, and I did use it once into Red Resonator today, which instantly won me the game. However, this may not be the format to play this fun pick. And especially if you're playing the Fiendsmith version in the future, you should never consider this. And there's not a guaranteed way to summon it for Nianyan. Next, moving on to the side deck, we play 3 Lancia, which is standard format stuff, 1 Grand Vash, and 2 Lightning Storm. This card can be cut if you play the Fiendsmith version. This is only because I need to level modulate somehow. This is literally just also for pushing per game, going first card only. 3 Thrust. 3 Thrust is phenomenal, set Sanctum a lot. 3 Cosmic Cyclone, help me beat the stun player, stun Ryzeal by the way. And then 1 DDG, 1 D-Barrier, and 1 Artifact Sanctum. So, with some closing remarks, I will say that this deck list performed much better than I actually thought, because I went into the regional with the expectation that I was going to perform way too well. However, I will say I was a little bit disappointed that the 2 matches I did lose were against Ryzeal, and as I already had my top, so I don't need to get my invite again, I decided to leave early, so I cannot say exactly how well I would have performed if I played the last round. However, this is where I'm at. Thank you for watching my deck profile.